Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make your very own giant Monopoly board. If you don't leave a like on this video, do not pass go directly to jail. Here are all of the materials that you will need to make your Monopoly board. Please do make sure that you have access to all those materials and enough of them as well. The amount of space required to make the board is a gargantuan 97 by 97 block area as represented by the giant white concrete grid on the ground, which you are more than welcome to make if you are planning out your world. You will probably need it. This thing is huge. Now that we have all of our stuff, we can begin building. The first thing that we have to do is one of the more unpleasant things that we have to do. We're getting out of the way early. We have to count out a row of 97 black concrete in a row on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boom! Row of 97 on the ground. Wonderful. The next thing that we have to do is ever so slightly better. We have to take that 97th block and extend it going backwards by 96. Oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, okay, easy time. We take that 96th block, we extend it all the way across the back of the build, and we join it to where we first started. Now, luckily, I have this handy grid with me that pretty much tells me exactly where to place the black concretes. But if you don't have the grid, all you would have to do is extend across and then forwards. So hopefully you should be able to end up with the outline of our Monopoly board. And that was quite important to me that we managed to get the outline of the board done nice and early. Fantastic. So, the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to come all the way to the front right-hand corner of the board, and we're going to try and work on the board kind of in a clockwise motion of sorts. We're going to begin in the corner of the board here by making part of the go. We want to place 11 white concrete extending across the bottom of the board. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Place a black concrete. What we are now going to do is we're going to come all the way over to the opposite side of the board here in this corner. I said that we're working clockwise, and we kind of are. We want to take this corner and we want to place a row of 11 white concrete extending inwards in kind of the same manner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then a black concrete. Now, the beauty of what we have just done is the fact that we can now, in between these two black concretes that we've placed, place 7 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 white concretes with a black concrete on the end, and we can repeat this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 black, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 white, 1 black, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 black, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want to say I may have got one of those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Black 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Black concrete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, if you've done that correctly, in between your 2 rows of 11, you should have, let's count them here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 increments in between your 2 rows of black. Fantastic. What we're going to do next? Well, we want to take all of those black concretes that we have then just placed, and we want to extend them a little bit. So we want to take every single black concrete, and believe it or not, we want to extend all of them upwards by 10. So that's going to look like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we don't have to count this out because we can take this 10th block right here, we can extend it all the way across, and we can join it to the black concrete that is going to be on this far right side. It might be easier if we looked this way. We'll extend it and we'll join it across to this black concrete that is on this side here. And then we will take all of the black concretes that we then placed and we will divide the board as such. So you can see how this is going to go, hopefully. It takes a lot of building, this Monopoly board, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, the board is essentially 100 by 100. Now, I'm not smart enough to know how many blocks that is, but I'm pretty sure I want to give this a good go. Me no so good math. I think that's 10,000 blocks that we've got to place. Thereabouts, I think. So, we want to have something which should look exactly like this so far, and you can see those are going to be the little dividations in between that will give us all of the utilities, the stations, the properties, all of that. So the next thing that we have to do on the left and right side of the build is we have to place a row of black concrete that connects diagonally to the end corner of the black concrete that we placed earlier, so meaning we kind of want to place black concrete like this, and we want to do the same thing on the other side, and this is going to form, number one, this is jail on this side, which I'm thinking about making, to be honest with you. I think it'd be kind of fun to make jail, and we have go on that side as well, so why don't we do jail whilst we're here? So, jail has 3 rows of white concrete, that we've already got 1, 2, 3, has 3 rows of white concrete bordering upon the outside of the tile. So we'll add this all in, and then we will work on the actual center part. So once we have our 3 rows of white concrete bordering on the outside of the particular tile, we then want to add a layer of black concrete inside, like so. We then want to place orange concrete all the way around the inside of the square that we have placed. And we want to place orange concrete in each one of the 4 corners just like this. Easy peasy. What we then want to do is, let's start from the bottom here. I want you to think about this diagonally. We're going to place a diagonal row of white concrete, a diagonal row of black, 2 diagonal rows of white concrete, a diagonal row of black. Actually, we might have to place 3 rows of white concrete, 3 diagonal rows of white concrete, and then another layer of black concrete, and then a layer of white. The end result, as long as you manage to do it, should look exactly like this. Obviously, the tiles don't look perfect. It would be great if we could actually see somebody in the jail, but unless you want this to be 1,000 by 1,000, then, you know, we've kind of got to deal with what we have. That's jail. We're going to come all the way back over to the start, because I did say that we were working around in a clockwise manner. I guess I lied. We want to, all the way down here in the bottom front right hand corner, this white concrete block here, we want to place a white concrete on top of it, and then 2 red concrete going left. 1, 2. We then want to extend up by 2, 1, 2, and then right by 1. So we have kind of like a little C shape here. I want to take the middle of the C and extend it to the left by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. I then want to take that 6th block and extend it up and down like this, and that gives us an arrow. Now that we have said arrow, what I want to do is, and I have to use my plans here, what I want to do is I want to take the upper part of the arrow that we just placed, and I want to place 2 white concretes extending upwards, and then 4 black concrete, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then right by 2, 1, 2. We're then going to take the bottom of this and go right 2, up 1. We're going to leave a gap of 1 between this, and we're going to place a layer of white concrete extending right, and we want to place a row of black concrete on the opposite side of this, equal in length to the G. We then want to take the bottom and the top of this row of black, and then we want to extend it right by 2 and join it in the middle, and then we will have go. We're not going to fill this in with white just yet because it's, well, there's a lot more of that to do later. So now we have go and jail, which I don't want to go to jail. So what we're now going to do is we're going to come all the way over to the opposite 2 corners of the board, and I think it will make it a lot easier if we work on these corners, because it just makes connecting everything together easy. So all the way over in this opposite corner here, opposite jail, diagonal to go, we want to place a row of 11 white concrete extending kind of both ways really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then of course we also have this row. We already have the 1, so we'll do, that's 1 already, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're going to stick ourselves black concretes on the end of this, and we're kind of just going to join the 2 rows of black concrete together diagonally like so. They don't want to join together in the corner, that's rather important, funnily enough. So now that we have this square taken care of, I kind of feel a little bit obligated to fill it in, although I think that I am going to... come on, let's do it. Okay, so what I want you to do, we're going to be facing this way, so like from the outer board in towards the center. We want to have 2 whole rows of white concrete extending down from the top, like this. We then want to have 2 rows of 4 white concrete extending in from both sides of the next row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. We then want to end up with a row of red concrete like so. We then, underneath this row of red concrete, want to have a row of red concrete that is 1 row larger on both sides than the previous row. What's now important is that we will need 2 things. So I'm going to momentarily get rid of the black and white, and we're going to get block of quartz and a stone button. Okay, I want to make the middle 3 blocks of the next row block of quartz. Red concrete on both sides of this, and then a row of red concrete underneath this. What we're now going to do is take the middle and place a block of quartz underneath it, and then a row of red concrete left and right of this, extending outwards to extend further than the previous 2 rows. What we're now going to do is we are going to place a red concrete extending inwards from both sides, block of quartz inwards, extend the block of quartz down, and then the red concrete in between. We're going to place a button right there in the center, and that is supposed to look like the back of a car. Free parking. Lovely. What we're now going to do is we're going to chuck away the block of quartz and the button again, and we're going to get the black concrete and the white concrete out, and we're going to make our way hastily over to the final remaining corner, which is going to be, of course, go to jail. So what we're now going to do is similar to what we did on the other side. We're going to start off by placing rows of 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And of course the same over here. 1, 2, well, okay, we've already got the 1. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then we'll place the black concretes on the end, and we'll extend them inwards from both corners, and the black concretes will join together diagonally but not directly. So kind of like this. So that's kind of what we're working with right now. So now that we have that sorted out, ladies and gentlemen, we are missing a little bit of materials again, but we're first of all going to just add another row of white concrete, and again we're looking from the outside of the board all the way over to where free parking is, and then for the next row we're going to place 2 rows of white concrete extending inwards from both sides like this. Gonna chuck these away. We're gonna get the block of quartz and the blue concrete specifically, and we're gonna place a row of blue concrete in between the rows of white. We're gonna extend the blue concrete inwards by a row like this, and then on the left side of this we're gonna place a block of quartz, and we're going to place a row of blue concrete extending to the right. The row of blue concrete will stop 1 row short. We're now going to extend the block of quartz up again, and we're going to... We are then going to use our block of quartz, and leaving a gap of 1 between the quartz that we just placed, we're going to place a row of 3, 1, 2, 3 block of quartz, extend upwards, and then we want to extend to the right by 1. like this. It's a very weird shape, ladies and gentlemen. We then want to take the left side here, place a block of quartz, and then 3 blue concrete going right. What we then want to do is place a row of blue concrete on top of the block of quartz, and we want to extend left and right by 2. So that is kind of like the policeman with his whistle pointing his finger saying, you go over there. Perfect. So what we can now do once again is we can get rid of the block of quartz and the blue concrete, and we can grab the black and the white concretes again. And what we can now do is we can kind of join this together a tad bit better. And what we basically do, the 2 blocks of black concrete that kind of join together diagonally, you can extend them outwards. So you can extend them outwards to create very long rows of black concrete that will all join together. So the rows of black concrete will actually join all the way to the 4 corners of the Monopoly board. So we've actually done a pretty decent part of the board, ladies and gentlemen. We are establishing pretty much the shape of the Monopoly board now. We've got the 4 centerpieces. So we are, of course, missing a lot of detail at the moment, but I'm hoping that you're going to find that once we do get to the point where all we have to do is just fill in all of the little tiles, and we'll be quite close. So yeah, this is what we've got so far, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm quite impressed by that. I think that looks pretty cool. So the next thing that we must do is we have got to divide all of the 3 remaining rows up, and I'm sure that you guys can remember how to do this. Basically, starting from either side, you place rows of 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, white concrete with a black concrete on the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 black concrete on the end. You guys get the idea, I think. So you just keep doing this until eventually, and by the way, it's very hard for me to count out these rows of 7 whilst not counting. It's taking all of my brain power and coordination to do this. That's why I always count all of my rows, because I find it very difficult to get the rows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, I find it very difficult to count in my head whilst I'm talking about something else. It's actually difficult. So you guys understand this, though, that we basically have to divide up all of the tiles into layers of 7, into rows of 7, and that will give us 9 in total. 9 tiles on every single side of the board, not including the 2 corner pieces. So we want to divide this all up. I'm quite confident that is correct, because of course it joined free parking quite naturally. So now that we've done that to 2 sides, we're halfway there, and on this side, of course, we're going to do the same. So I think I'll count all this out: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 black, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now we have to join all of the black concretes towards the center of the board, and we slowly but surely get closer and closer. Something else that I'm looking forward to is I'm quite looking forward to adding the top colors to the relevant tiles. So basically the properties that you can buy that come in the groups of 3, and well, in a couple of cases 2 as well. I'm quite looking forward to doing the top colors, because I think that adds quite a lot of individuality to the board, and I really like that. So we're coming to the end here. We've just got this one last side to do. I'm going to count it again because I don't want to go wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 black. 1, whoops, my bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 black. 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Haha! So now all we have to do is just join all of the black concretes, and we're looking pretty good. What we will then do after this, just in case you're wondering, like, what's the next step? This never ends. You're thinking the same as me, but we are going to be adding the tops of all of the properties. So obviously not every single tile has a top portion. And you'll see what I mean by top portion if you don't know what I'm talking about. So now that we have kind of like all 4 of these sides somewhat done, what we're now going to do, and we're going to start at go, again, kind of going around clockwise a little bit. We want to add ourselves, and I want to make sure that we have the correct amount. Okay, cool. We want to add all of the colors for the properties that you can buy that come in groups. So right next to go, we're going clockwise. The first property that we are going to do is going to be the first brown. Depending upon which version of Monopoly you place, you know, it's completely... This might be Old Kent Road, I think, for the British version, the London version. I can't remember. There's so many different versions. I like the Pokemon one specifically. So what we're now going to do is place rows of 3. 1, 2, 3. The colourful part of these will be 3 rows extending down from the top with black concrete underneath. So that's the first one, and we want to extend the black concrete across to the left. Leave a gap of 1 and do the same thing again. So 1, 2, 3. We're not going to fill the entire colour palette in. And then we're going to add a row of black. So property, space, property. We need to leave a gap of 2. And now we can make our first blue. So 1, 2, 3, light blue, black concrete. Leave a gap of 1. And then we want to place 2 blues in a row. 1, 2, 3. Extend across with the black. There we go. And I'll go all the way through, and then I'll add another blue here. So this is what the first side of the board looks like. You can kind of see what we're doing. We're just marking it out. Brown, space, space, blue, space, blue, blue. So what we're now going to do is we're going to move on to this other side, and we're going to start with the magentas. So it's the same thing. The first side, the first tile is 1, 2, 3 magenta, black concrete extending across. Space. And then we want to have 2 magentas in a row. 1, 2, 3. Black concrete. Extend through. So we want to have 2 magentas in a row, just like this. Perfect. What we're then going to do is we're going to leave a gap of 1. And then we're going to have 3 orange. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to have black concrete extending across like this. Gap of 1 and then 2 orange in a row. I'm starting to see a pattern here. I don't know if you are. 2 orange in a row, and then this will actually take us to free parking. So just like this. So as a matter of fact, I mean, I didn't pick up on this pattern until right now, funnily enough. Basically, property, gap, 2 property, gap, 2 property, gap, property. So it's quite a simple pattern, really. So we're now on this side here. We're moving on to the reds. So we have a red property adjoining free parking, gap of 1, 2 red properties in a row. So rows of 3 extending down. We'll place the black concrete extending all the way through. Red concrete, 2 rows of red concrete. So gap. And then we've got the 2 yellow concrete areas, so that's going to be 1, and then this will be 2, and then we'll have the gap, and then we'll do the same thing. So this is going to be the final yellow. And now we have three sides done, which I'm very, very happy about, actually. I think that looks pretty good. And now moving on to this final side, we've got the, we're going to do 2 green, so... I guess that the pattern doesn't persist all the way through, but anyway, 2 green, 1, 2, 3, black concrete extending through, 1, 2, 3, we leave a gap, we then place 1, 2, 3, black concrete, we now leave a gap of 2 because that's a station, and then that is a chance, I want to say. And then we have to get out the blue concrete because these are the 2 biggies. We place, leaving our gap of 2, we place blue, extend, gap of 1, that's the tax as I remember. 1, 2, 3, it's big tax as well. And then black concrete. So this is how we kind of have things laid out so far. Looking very, very good, I think. So yes, nice. Okay, so we've got all of the colours laid out. What we now have to do is we just have to, I think that we're going to, again, we're just going to go around clockwise and we're just going to add them all in. We're just going to add all of the in-between things in as we kind of like go. So we'll probably have to shuffle our materials around a little bit. And I'll tell you what, we'll chuck everything away for the moment. We will be using the white concrete just because it'll help us out a little bit. And the first thing that we're going to need, we'll need light blue concrete and then block of gold. We'll then need, let me see, we'll need magenta. We'll then, oh well, actually that's not even the correct order. So we'll need the black concrete, grey concrete, light grey concrete. Then we'll need magenta. And then we'll need, what else will we need? We'll need the yellow concrete. Let's just make sure that we have everything that we could possibly want. We'll need the block of quartz, and then we've kind of ran out, but we will be needing more stuff as we go. So, in between the two brown tiles, we are going to place 2 rows of white concrete extending up from the bottom of the in-between tile. So we already have 1 row of white, so let's just make that 2. Then going from left to right in this tile, we're going to place a white concrete, and then let me zoom in on my plans here so I can actually see. We want to place a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 light blue concrete. We're going to extend the left side up by 1, 2, and then inwards. We're going to extend the right side up by 1, 2, and then 3 diagonals, 1, 2, 3. Fill the center of this in with a little bit of gold. You want to add 1 row and then extend the middle up. And then I believe that is a community chest card. I think that's what that is. What we're now going to do is we're going to come to the next gap that isn't, of course, an actual like property. We're going to take the middle of the gap and we're going to have a row of 3 white concrete extending up from the middle. So that'd be 1, 2, 3. Black concrete, grey, light grey, black on both sides. I actually don't know what, I think that's tax actually. I think that's another like you've got to give over some money card. I can't remember which one, sadly. To the left of this we have our first station. So our station's quite easy to make, and we're actually going to be making it by placing, once again, we're going to have 3 rows of white concrete extending from the bottom. So we already have 1, 2, and then from the left side here, white, black, white, black, white, black. Then place a black on top and extend left by 1, 2, 3. Add a row on top, starting from the left, black, white, 2 black. And honestly, that's as good as I can do for a train in such small parameters. Next, we have the chance card I want to say. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. We start from the middle of this, of the in-between here. And we're actually not again, we're going to place on top of this middle block a magenta, gap of 1, magenta, up left diagonal, up right diagonal, right 1, up right diagonal, up 1, up left diagonal, left 2, bottom left diagonal. So we will end up with essentially a question mark. I actually think that's pretty good. So that is the first row, ladies and gentlemen. We've got all of the in-between cards done, or in-between tiles. However you want to look at it, doesn't really matter. So now we're coming to the next side, and we're starting with the first empty tile here, and the first empty tile is actually our first utility. It's going to be electric, so, electric. We then want to take the middle of the tile. We want to place 1 white concrete extending in, grey concrete, light grey, grey, 3 yellow, 1, 2, 3. Nice. Kind of looks like a lightsaber. We take the light grey, extend it left and right. We place yellow concretes on top of the extending outwards, and we extend the yellow concretes up to make them all equal. And that is basically a light bulb. Next, we have to make another train. Yeah, we're going to make a few of these. Add 2 rows of white concrete on top of the pre-existing. Start from the left, place white, black, white, black, white, black, white. Take the end, place a black extending up, extend left by 3, extend another row on top, take the left side, add a black concrete gap, 2 black concrete. So it should end up looking exactly like this. And once again, it's very difficult to make a train in such small parameters. This is the last block of this side, the last tile. We want to place a row of white concrete across the bottom like this. Left, we want to place a white concrete. We want to place a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 light blue. Take the left side, extend up 2, in, take the right side up to 3 diagonals like this. Gold inside the chest, take the middle, place gold, and we will have something that should look like this. So this is this side. We only have the 3 on this side as well. So we're now going to come over to this side and working our way clockwise as usual. We're going to place another, I do believe, chance card. So this one is actually blue instead of magenta. We're going to take the middle here. We're going to place a light blue concrete gap, light blue. We're then going to, I'm looking at this upside down. This is difficult. We place an up left diagonal, up right diagonal, right one, up right diagonal, up one, up left diagonal, left 2, bottom left diagonal. There we go. We have our chance. Next, we're going to make another train. So we're going to place a row of 2 rows, I believe, of white concrete starting from the bottom on top of the original. Left to right, white, black, white, black, white, black. Extend the black upwards, left by 3. Add another row on top. On the left side here, black, gap, 2 blacks. There we go. Train. Next, we have to make the second and final utility, which is actually going to be, and once again, I'm building upside down. This is so tricky. We'll place a row of a row of white concrete extending upwards from the bottom of the tile. We'll then place on the left here just a single white concrete, 2 quartz, extend the quartz inwards by 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We then want to take the end row here and we want to extend to the right by 3, 1, 2, 3. We then want to extend down by 2 and then up by 1. We then want to take the middle of the tap here and extend up 2, left 1, right 1. There we go, tap. Perfect. So that's the essentially electric and water, and I mean, you guys know how those work. If you land on them, you chuck the dice, and that's how much one pays. So now we're moving on to the final side. In between the greens here, we have, oh, lovely, another one of these. We have another chest, community chest. We place 2 rows, just 1 row of white along the bottom here. On the left side, white concrete, 5 light blue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Extend the left side up 2, in 1, right side up 2, 3 diagonal like this, and then we place a little bit of gold in the middle. I'm sorry if that's going a little bit fast now, but that's the 3rd time that we've made that, I think. So, next to this is going to be the 4th and final train. So, is this King's Cross Station, I want to say? I think it might be. So, we have the 2 rows of white. On this 4th row, white, black, white, black, well, my bad, white, black, white, black, white, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, add another row on top, black on the left, gap, 2 black. That's a little train, and the last time I have to say that I tried my best. The next thing that we're going to do is actually the squiggle again, the chance. So we're going to grab orange concrete, start in the middle here at the base, and we place a middle orange concrete gap, orange, up left diagonal, up right, right 1, up right diagonal, up 1, up left diagonal, left 2, bottom left diagonal. Very simple, hopefully. Now, finally, this is kind of like, this is tax again. I can't remember specifically, but basically, we want to take the middle of the tile here, and we want to place white concrete, and then a yellow. Extend the yellow right, up, 2, left, up, left. Actually, that left block, my bad, is going to be a block of quartz. And then place yellow concrete, down, left, down 2, right, down. Perfect. So that is the ring. And I'm pretty sure that is quite a hefty amount that you have to pay. I want to say it's 150 or something similar to that. But this, ladies and gentlemen, isn't this looking cool? I really like this. This is what the board is looking like so far. We've made so much of it. I actually cannot believe how much of this we have made. Is loco. So now that we have made this, the next thing that we're going to do, let's just purge all these materials for a second. We're going to need, for the next part of this, we'll use the white we'll use the white concrete. We'll need the black concrete. We will need, that's white concrete again, just orange actually for the specifically what we're doing next. But after that, we'll also need the white concrete again. We'll need block of gold too. So that's. Oh, and also light blue, my bad. So this is what we'll be needing for this next little part. So, as you guys may have noticed, and as you know, as you go around, there's community chests and there are chance cards. Well, you pick these cards up from the center of the board. So we have to make spaces for where the cards would theoretically go. So, the first card tile that we are going to make is going to be in the lower right hand corner of the board. The way we space this out is rather simple. Find the community chest as we're going around clockwise, it's the second tile, and come to the separation between the community chest and the second brown. Take the separation and place 2 white concretes where the separate part is. Place a black concrete and do yourself a favour and place 8 up left diagonals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like that. What we're now going to do is we're going to come to the right side of the board. We want to take the tax card, which is this rather large ring, and we want to take the separation between this and the first blue, and we want to place 2 white concretes, black concrete. Now the black concrete will extend diagonally, we're going this way, and we want to place 8. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we will have something which should look like this. We then want to connect the 2 diagonals together, like so. So this is going to make a rectangular shape at the top and the bottom. And, my bad, so a rectangular shape at the top and the bottom. And this is where, there we go, so it's like a diagonal rectangle, and this is where our card is going to go, as I mentioned. So, okay, now all we have to do to finish this off is we have to fill it in with orange and add a question mark. I just had to take a little breather there to figure out exactly how to do this. So, we're going to start from the bottom left-hand corner of the card as we look at it towards the center of the board. And we're going to place 7, well, hang on. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 orange concrete extending inwards along the bottom of the card. On top of the 7th orange, we're going to place a white concrete and extend it left, right, up to make kind of a diamond shape. It's very important because on top of this diamond, we want to place a white concrete, extend that kind of like upwards to the right, 1, 2, 3, and then upwards to the left, 1, 2, 3, and then down, 1, 2, 3, and then towards the center again. This is a question mark, and the rest of it can simply be filled in with orange concrete. I'm not doing that right now. So now that we have made the chance cards, we're actually going to come all the way over onto the opposite side of the board, and we are going to do a similar thing over here. So the difference being, of course, that this is the community chest area. With our white concrete, we want to find, funnily enough, on the side of the board with the oranges, we want to take the dividation between the second orange here and the chest, and we want to place 1, 2 white concretes extending inwards. Place a black concrete on the end, and we want to place a diagonal row of black concrete. We want to place 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, extending towards the center. We want to come over onto this opposite side here, and we want to take the space between the chance card and the second red, and we want to place 2 white concrete, black concrete on the end, and we want to place again 8 diagonals extending inwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we want to place 2 diagonal rows, like one at the top, one at the bottom, of course, as I'm sure that you guys are accustomed to now. And this will form the shape of the card, so we will slowly work on doing this. But doing pixel art, which is essentially what this is in this way, is horrible. I really don't like this. I wouldn't recommend it. So now that we have done this, what we're now going to do is we're going to grab our light blue concrete, and we're going to come to kind of like the bottom right hand corner as we look at it towards the center of the board. And we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 light blue concretes. We're going to stick a white concrete extending up on top of the 5th, and then we're going to place 5 more white concretes, kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, kind of like extending across like this. On top of the last block, I want you to extend up by 1, 2, and then we're going to extend across and connect down. So we just want to form the base of our chest. What we're then going to do is we're going to take this this corner here just on the end. We're going to stick a white concrete on top, and we're going to extend upwards by, oh boy, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to extend, we're going to place a, we're going to then, this is tricky, ladies and gentlemen, because of how I've done this. So I'll tell you what we'll then do is we'll come all the way over to the, that's the first block. Second, this is the third. We're going to stick a white concrete on top of this. We're going to extend up by 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to extend inwards diagonally like this. So that is how the chest is supposed to look. And once again, I'm sorry that this has been made in a weird way, but trust me, if you were looking at the same thing that I was, oh boy. We're going to place a little bit of block of gold right in the center. This is the lid of the chest, and this is the base of the chest. Basically a slightly larger version than this thing right here, so you might be able to see the similarities. Later on, that card will be entirely filled in with light blue concrete. So this is what we have so far, ladies and gentlemen, and you best believe that we are nearing the end of this tutorial. We have but one very large thing to do right now, one very large thing to do, and that is writing Monopoly in the middle of the board. It actually takes up a huge amount of space. To make it, we're going to need a few things. We'll need black concrete, we'll need red concrete, we'll need also the white concrete, and it doesn't stop there because we also have the Monopoly Man, believe it or not. We'll need the block of quartz, we'll also need just one last material. Where are we? We're white terracotta. Okay, so this is the board as we see it. This is what we want to have so far. Grab your black concrete and come to the first side of the board, which is going to be, we want to find the chance card in between the light blue concretes. We then want to take the middle of the chance card, which should be quite easy to find because, I mean, the center of the card is where the little point is, the X at the bottom of the question mark here. You want to find the middle of the card, and you want to extend inwards here. We want to place a row of 10 white concrete extending from the center of this tile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stick a black concrete on the end and place 10 black concrete diagonals extending up and left diagonally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is the row that we have. Hopefully you can see how we've managed to do that. We have to do the same thing, except we come all the way over to the right hand side here, and in between the greens, we have the community chest in between the green areas. And we find the center of the community chest, which is where we have the stuck up gold, and you can even use white concrete to trace this if you like. And from the center of this card, we do the same. It's a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 white concrete, black concrete on the end. Now the black concrete we then want to extend kind of like up right diagonally, kind of like this, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, kind of like this. And then all we would then do is we connect both corners together, all the corners together. So it's a little bit tricky, but you guys will be able to see how this goes. You just place loads and loads and loads and loads of diagonals. Eventually they will connect together, trust me. It will just take a lot longer than you think it should. The board is huge. Which is something that I've got to keep reminding myself. Please tell me this. Yeah, this is going to connect, thank goodness. Yeah, the board is massive, so it's a lengthy process to make this thing. I mean, I don't know how long we're in this already, and so that's the bottom connected together. I don't know how long we've actually been at this, ladies and gentlemen. I don't really want to know. But I will tell you this, something that I didn't want to point out. We have to fill this board in still. So, despite the fact that once we have all of these details done, we will still have to fill the board in. It's going to be a lengthy process. So we want to have something that should look a little bit... I like looking at the board like this. I think that this looks pretty cool. I like this view. The board should look like this. You can see that we have a huge centerpiece now. Alright, we've got a huge centerpiece for our Monopoly board. And what we're now going to do is, it's best to look at it like this. We've got to quite literally write the word Monopoly. And I'm going to move the block of quartz closer to the red because I don't want to accidentally use it. Okay, so come all the way down to the bottom left-hand corner of the center of the Monopoly board here, as it kind of is. And I want you to begin by placing a row of 1, 2, 3 red concrete. I want to say 1, 2, 3. Actually, it's actually what it is. Instead of doing this, you want to find the third black concrete extending inwards. So this would be the first black concrete, this would be the second black concrete, and this would be the third. You can stick a red concrete on top of it diagonally like so. We're then going to use the block of quartz. And I want to say block of quartz. I actually don't know whether we use block of quartz or white concrete. Block of quartz will actually give a slightly different contrast to white concrete, so we'll just use this. And we want to place a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We want to place 7 block of quartz diagonals extending upwards, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What we then want to do is extend it down to the right. We want to go down 1, 2, 3. And then we want to go up the same, 1, 2, 3, and then we want to extend downwards diagonally, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then that's it actually, and that is M. So very difficult to make all these letters, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very sorry how difficult this is, but this, you know, it is what it is. It's hard to write diagonally, so to speak. Okay, so what we're now going to do is we're going to take we want to take on the right side of this, we want to take extending down the second block of quartz block, and we want to place a red concrete. So just directly in between. On the opposite side of the red concrete, we want to place a block of quartz. This is going to be the beginnings of an O. We want to extend it up and to the right by 2. Place then to the right of this a block of quartz, down to the right by 2. We then want to place 3 block of quartz extending down, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to place 1 more, and then we're going to extend down to the left by 2, place a block of quartz going left, up to the left by 2, and then 1, 2, 3 blocks of quartz extending upwards. So there we have our O. And once again, I apologize for how difficult this is. Okay. We want to come all the way up to the top right hand side of the O, and we want to take the lower smooth part of the block of quartz here, and we want to place red concrete extending right, and we want to place a block of quartz, so like this. Place a block of quartz on top of this, but down we want to place a block of quartz, and we then want to extend the block of quartz. We want to go down and to the right by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Place a block of quartz down, and then on top of this, we want to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on this left side, we also want to make a vertical row of block of quartz. We want to go down 1, 2, 3, 4. This is so hard to tutorial, ladies and gentlemen. I think that really the best thing that we can do here is kind of like just, this is what we want to have. This is the shape. Okay, so next we want to make another O. Where the blocks of quartz kind of like conjoin together on the right side of the N here, we want to place a red concrete extending to the right here. So basically the second block of quartz extending inwards. We then want to place a block of quartz on the opposite side of the red, and then we want to go down to the right by 2. Gap going right, or rather no gap, and we want to place a block of quartz to the right of this, extend up to the right by 2. Place 4 on top, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then extend up to the left by 2, block of quartz going left, bottom left by 2, 3 blocks of quartz going down. So we want to have our second O. So I think that we're halfway there. Yeah, actually we are halfway there. Next we have to make P. We have to make a P. So what we're going to do is, once again, we'll take kind of like the top right hand kind of like slope of the O, and we'll place a red concrete to the right of it, block of quartz on top, extend up by 1, yes, just 1, and then we want to go right by 3, 1, 2, 3, we want to go down by 3, 1, 2, 3, we want to go left by 1, 2, 3, join up, but also take the bottom here and go down like by 1, 2, 3 like this. So there we have P. P. What we then want to do is we want to take the, not the top right hand corner block of the P, but below it, We want to place a red concrete going right, and then a block of quartz. We have to make another O. So the block of quartz up to the right by 2, block of quartz to the right, down to the right by 2, go down by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then extend down to the left by 2, block of quartz to the left, up to the left by 2, and then blocks of quartz extending upwards. And then that will be, thank goodness, our final O. I really don't enjoy making those very much. We want to take, once again, the top right-hand slope of the O, and we want to place a red concrete to the right of it. We then want to place a block of quartz on top and then extend it upwards. In addition to extending it upwards, we want to extend down by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we kind of want to extend to the right by 1, 2, and 3, and then that will be L. So the L wants to then, kind of going from where we just finished, we want to place a red concrete to the right and then a block of quartz to the right of that. We want to go up and right by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to take the top of this. We're going to go up by 1, 2, 3. And then the 6th block, we want to go kind of like we want to... Do we want to do this? We want to place a red concrete here. And then we... Actually, yeah, we're underneath the red concrete. We'll place the block of quartz. We'll go left by 1, 2. And then we'll go up by 1, 2, 3. And that concludes the hardest thing that I ever made a tutorial for. That sign was so difficult to make. I'm very sorry if that was difficult to make, ladies and gentlemen, but hopefully, I mean, it's easy enough to see, hopefully, how you put that together. And thank goodness I used the quartz, because you can actually see the separation between all of the blocks. So I'm very sorry if I made that hard. I apologize for that last final time. We now have to make the Monopoly Man. So, as you can see, luckily, there are 4 letters on either side. We have mono and poly, which sound like a cool couple of names to name parrots. And, okay, so we want to, we want to take the red concrete in between the O and the P of the two middle of the words, and we want to extend the red concrete upwards like this. So the middle red, extend it upwards, and you want to then find, we are then able to find the middle black. And then on top of the middle black, we then want to place a block of quartz. Another one on top. We then want to place a white terracotta on top of that, and then another block of quartz. We're then going to place a white terracotta on top of that, and then we're going to place a black concrete. And then we're going to place 2 more. So, that sounds complicated, but 2 block of quartz, white terracotta, block of quartz, white terracotta, 3 black concretes. We have to, basically, we're going to start with the second block of quartz because I think it will be easier to make some features. So the second block of quartz is actually where the mustache begins. I want you to extend the block of quartz up to the left and up to the right, and then I want you to take those blocks and extend down and outwards each by 2, kind of making an M. What we then want to do is we want to take the white terracotta here, and we want to place we want to take the white terracotta just up above, and we want to kind of like extend it up and left, right, and right. You guys get the point. And we want to then extend these blocks down by 2, like this, to kind of like make another M shape. We then kind of want to, on top of this, we kind of just want to extend this block here and this block here to kind of like make a kind of like an X of some sort. This is so difficult. We then want to take the black concrete here, and we want to extend it left 2 and then right 2 like this. And then we want to take the final 2 black concretes, and we kind of want to make kind of like a solid square sort of shape like this. I almost want to stop talking because it's I don't feel as though these instructions are helping, but this is how the hat wants to look ultimately. So that's kind of like what we've got going on there. What we then want to do is we want to move a little bit lower down, and we want to use our white terracotta, and we want to take the first white terracotta here, we want to extend it up each by 1 on the left and right sides, and then we want to extend it down to kind of accommodate the size of the mustache. Underneath this, we have to make kind of like the Monopoly Man suit. So we're actually going to place black concretes extending outwards from the 2 blocks of block of quartz here, and then we're going to extend the black concretes down by 2 on both sides, and then we're going to join the black concretes back inwards diagonally, and then we're going to fill the middle of this in, And then finally, we're just going to stick a white terracotta extending upwards on both sides, kind of like this. And that's the Monopoly Man. We can also join him down like so, if you like. And what we'll have is... That's the Monopoly Man. Now, let me give you a better look at that. And once again, I'm so sorry, but this is not normal to be building this way. It's very, very difficult to try and explain, and I'm very sorry, but hopefully you'll be able to see it. I think that my explanation made it much harder than it needs to be. But, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, something of germs, whatever the other part of this, all we have to do now, and I'm going delirious because of how long this has taken, all we have to do is fill this in. We've actually reached the end. All we have to do is just fill this in. So I'm going to point this out, but I'm sure it's I'm sure it's quite intuitive as what you do. We fill all of the colourful parts in, we fill all of the properties in with their colours. So we've got the brown, light blue, we've got the magenta, all of that. You fill everywhere else in with white concrete, and I mean literally everywhere, except, here's the kicker, the chance card, the community chest, and the Monopoly has to be filled in with their respective colours, which would be orange, light blue, and red. So I probably didn't have to explain that. I'm sure that you guys already knew, but I'm actually going to go away, and I might even time this. I might literally whip out the phone. I'm going to do this now. I'm going to do this video is already long. Why not add a little bit of length to this? What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit a stopwatch, all right? And I'm going to tell you, once I've filled this in, how long it took. So I'll be back in a moment once that's all filled in, and hopefully it won't drive you as crazy as it's about to drive me. One moment. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is what your Monopoly board will look like once it's been 100% fully filled in. That took me no less than 27 minutes, 46 seconds, and 95 milliseconds. So, just about half an hour filling this thing in, and that was really going at it. So I'm very sorry, because you guys only a few moments have passed since this wasn't filled in and this is now filled in. I'm so sorry for the undertaking that you just have to go through. And that's it, there's no more. I do hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please do remember to hit that like button. It really helps me, the channel, out very much. If you're new around here, please consider subscribing and clicking that little bell next to the subscription button. That'll ensure that you get all my stuff sent directly to your sub box. And if you do want to make anything else by me, please check out the card system, description below, and the top of the comment section for more. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.